So this is a bubble gown but with a draping in front, and that draping is caused by the rope that was passed through the center and pulled. Okay, you can afford to sew your own in drape form, but this particular one, it was that rope that was attached from inside, inserted inside the center line of the gown, that made the drapings that we are seeing. So for us to go ahead and make this particular gown, okay, for the rope in front, to make a provision for the rope in front, we are going to be leaving 2 inches. This is our material unfold, right? Now I will prefer to make this particular tutorial because this tutorial is a little bit more difficult than the other one. Okay, so this one has all I need to talk about in one. First and foremost is 2 different fabric that was used. Okay, you can see the wine color and then you can see the Ankara part of it. Okay, so we are going to be using 2 different fabric for this particular tutorial. And for this particular gown, you see the other one you can draft directly on your fabric, but you see this one, it is better for you to draft it on pattern, because I observe that a lot of people are running away from pattern drafting, right? So you can afford to, this particular one, if you want to get it right, just put it on pattern to save your stress, or save all the headache and waste of materials. Okay, so we are going to be imputing 2 inches, okay, for our center line, and that 2 inches is going to be for our the center for the rope. Okay, that's the reason for these 2 inches we are going to be creating. And then we are going to be rule our line. Okay, we are going to rule our line like so, and then we are going to fold it inside. Okay, we are going to fold it inside. Folding it inside is to assist us hide it, because this particular front pattern we are making is going to be used to cut out the back pattern, right? So we have folded that 2 inches inside. So we go ahead with our normal plotting of our short bubble gown. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do is to impute our 1 inch border line. Okay, border line. Okay, so now to determine the neckline, first and foremost, okay, 3 inches wideness we do for this neckline I'm seeing here. 3 inches wideness, then it depends on how low or how deep you want the neckline to be. For this particular neckline is up to 7 inches. Okay, you can make yours 8 inches, you can make yourself 9 inches, but for this, to get this particular one that you are seeing here is 7 inches. And so this is my 7 inches I'm marking here, and then I'm going to mark my 3 inches around here. Okay, I've marked my 3 inches right there. Now the front line is a v-neck, but it's not really a v-neck, so we'll go ahead and do something that will help us in marking out that neckline. So around this area we still input our 3 inches, okay, wideness for the okay. So now if you look at that neckline, it's not really a sharp v-neck. Okay, so you have to be creative about it. It depends on you, any way you like to put your hand, curve out your hand while doing it, it's okay. So if you observe, it went like a sweetheart even though it's not a sweetheart. Okay. So now, like I said, when cutting out your bubble gown, some people used to cut it straight. I don't like cutting it straight. I like to still measure. I like to measure out my shoulder first. So I measure out my shoulder first, which is 8 inches. Okay, and then I measure the sleeve length. Okay, and for this sleeve length, it's 10 inches or 11 inches, no matter how or anyhow you want it. Okay, so this is where our sleeve length got to, right? We are going to come down by 1.5 inch. That is because our shoulder is not slanting, and we don't want our sleeve to come and be gapping. Okay, so to tone it down, you are going to come down by 1/2 inch, and so this is where our sleeve opening is going to be starting, right? This is where our sleeve opening will be starting. Now it's left for you to determine how wide you want your own sleeve opening to be. I can want my own to be 13 inches. So 13 inches will be 6.5. You measure it down this way. Okay, this is my 13 inches sleeve and half. Okay, now we want to measure at this point. We want to measure our gown length, and our gown length from what I'm seeing there is 42. Okay, make it 42 so that when you drag it up, at least it will still come to 30 something, so it will not be that short. Okay, so you mark your hemline like so, right? You mark your hemline like so. So now this is our sleeve opening. We are going to come in by 2 inches this way. Okay, come in by 2 inches, right? And then you bring it down. But while bringing it down, before you do that, you measure your hip measurement. Okay, add extra 5 inches to your hip measurement divided by 4. Okay, plus 1 inch is, and then 2 inches allowance. Okay, and I'll be getting that wherever I get that, I'm getting that around here, right? Okay, your hip inches, your hip measurement, don't bother about the bust line or the waistline. Just do your hip measurement plus 5 inches divided by 4 plus 2.5 inch, and then you have something around here. So I'm going to be bringing down this. So I'm going to be bringing down this particular one. Okay, bring it down. This sleeve opening, you can make yours 20 inches. You can make it as wide as you want, but this customer wants her own a little bit fitted. It depends on you. Okay, you can make it to be wider than this 6.5 inches. If it's wider, it's even finer. Okay, but this person wants her own, the sleeve opening to lap like a normal sleeve, and that's why it's like that. So you are going to now bring down this marking for the hip. Okay, you bring it down. Don't bother about shaping it to look like pencil now. Okay, don't bother about shaping it to look like pencil. Just bring it down that way. Okay, make sure it's not sharp. Just cut it out, bring it down that way. Okay, so now for the back pattern, now you are the neckline. For the neckline for the back pattern, you are going to be coming down by like 1 inch. Okay, and then you just shape it out to the wideness of the neck. Okay, shape it out, and that will be all. There's no other thing you are doing here apart from measuring where you are going to be putting your pocket, and where this pocket is in front. Okay, somewhere around this area, around the bust span. Okay, and this is around where you measure your bust span. Okay, around the bust span area, and this is my bust span. So I will mark here on both sides of my pattern. Okay, for me to know that this is where my pocket is supposed to start, and the pocket started somewhere in between the under bust and the waist. Okay, so you fix it somewhere around the between the under bust and the waist. You can determine how wide you want your own pocket. Remember that there are pleatings on the pocket, round the pocket, that made it look beautiful. Now you switch the materials you are using. If the other side you are using is one color, then this side the pocket should be Ankara. It should be the color by the other side, then the color by this side should now be the pocket on the other side. Okay, so now we are going to be cutting it out. Okay, so this is our gown. Remember that the pocket is starting from here, and then the pocket is starting somewhere around the bust span area. Okay, so now when cutting, okay, on your fabric, fold these 2 inches in this way. Okay, if you do not fold it in and cut it, it will not lap very well on the fabric. Okay, so you have to fold it in to be able to cut it. Now I'm going to be showing you how to use this place. Now this is the front pattern, right? And you're cutting this front pattern on fold. Remember that when placing this pattern on the back material to cut out for the back material, do not add this. There is no joint, there's no center line for the back. The free gown, you do not need zip, you do not need button, okay, because the neck is wide enough to contain the head, and then the body part of it is very, very free. Okay, so now for the back pattern, you place this on your fabric and you just cut out straight. Fabric is on fold, just place your fabric on fold, place this on it and cut out, and the back pattern is ready. But for the front pattern, that is where we have work. Okay, you see this particular flap that is here that you folded inside. Okay, so you are going to turn your fabric, like after you have teared it into two, you turn your fabric like so, and then you bend the first area like so. Okay, you bend it like so, like ½ inch, and then you turn it this way. Okay, you stitch on this line, you stitch on this line, and you do the same for the other side. Okay, that while stitching on this line, you have made a hole for your rope. This is where your rope will pass. So you are going to pass the rope this way. If you like, turn it and still pass it this way, but if you like, just stitch it here. Okay, while the flap is just lapping somewhere around here. Now after doing that, okay, you can either use bias to turn this place, or you use another fabric to turn it, and your work will be looking very neat. Okay, so when you now pull the rope inside, when you drag the rope from here, you will have this effect. Okay, you will have this effect. Okay, you will have, let's go ahead to cut it and let's see how it will look like. I want to use two very different colors, so but why I'm using is for the purpose of this tutorial. Okay, so that it will be very clear. Do you understand? I want you to see clearly, but please, when cutting out your own, make sure that on this pattern, this one that has pattern, that has color, okay, make sure that just pick any color in it and put here. If I were to be you the one sewing, I will use this color, it will be fine. And please do not use this color, it will be dark, your fabric will be dark. So learn how to match your colors, right? And then depending on the owner of the fabric, so you are going to be facing the fabric right side facing each other. Okay, you are going to be facing the fabric right side facing each other. Now you are going to open it up. Okay, you are going to be opening it up. It's either you open it up and cut it, or you bend, but I will prefer to open it up like so, so that what I'm doing will be clear. Okay, I'll prefer to open it up like so. Okay, so now I'm going to be marking. I have cut it out now perfectly, so I'm going to be notching this area. This side is already notched, so I will notch this area so that I will know where my 2 inches is, where I'll be folding. Okay, okay, you can see. So now I'll be folding this area. Okay, I'll be folding this area. Remember that we are cutting out pockets. Make your pocket to be 9 inches by 5. That way it will be fine. Okay, but for the benefit of this pocket I'm doing here, I'll be making it just something to fit into this fabric. Okay, but for an adult size, 9 inches by 5 inches is perfect. Okay, so you can see, but remember that the bottom part of the pocket was curved, so you are going to do it, place it like so. Okay, you place it like so, and then you trim it out, but mark it so that you'll be able to okay, you see I've marked it I've marked the curving. Okay, so this is my pocket pattern. Okay, this is my pocket pattern, and I will place it like so. So I'll be cutting out one of this on this particular fabric and one of it on the other fabric. Let's go ahead to cut it. Okay, so this is the two pockets involved, right? Okay, remember that the style that was sent in for me, one has pocket and the other one does not have. One has pocket and the other one does not have pocket. So guys, sorry, that noise was from my steam iron. Sorry about that. So now what you do is iron your fabric. Guys, this is the fabric. Okay, this is the style. Now this is it. Remember that you are going to place, these things are very easy to make. Okay, you are going to place each of the fabrics, both the blue one and this one. You will fold it this way, okay, and stitch it. Okay, get the fabric like so. And for the contrasting fabrics, you do it for this and you do it for this too. So you get a fabric like so, 3 inches, 4 inches, even 5 inches, depending on how wide you want your own pleat. Okay, so you will sew it down so it won't be moving. Then you pleat it. First of all, please guys, when making this pocket, okay, you are going to turn this place like so, right? You are going to turn this place and lay this place will stay. Okay, hard stay, so that it will stay. Okay, lay it with hard stay. Now you are going to pleat. That pleating you are seeing on the pocket, okay, you are going to do it separately on this fabric. You will hold this fabric, okay, and pleat the pocket around. It is with the pleating that you are going to place on. Do you get? It's with the pleating you are going to place it on the fabric. Do not put the pocket and then start pleating it. No, pleat all around the pocket. Okay, then you now place it and then you sew on the joining. The same thing with this one. Okay, now this is what I was explaining about that, the strap, the casing for the strap. So this is now your casing for the strap. Look at it. Okay, I am now saying, so that people won't be seeing these rough edges, to make your sewing to be very neat, you are going to first of all sew here in. Okay, you sew it in. Okay, you are going to first of all sew this place in. Okay, you can see, and then you sew this side again in. Okay, you can see. Now you sew it down using matching thread. You sew it down. By the time you sew this place again down and sew it down, you have formed a casing here. Okay, so this is where your strap will pass through. Now you are going to be creating the strap. Okay, you will create the strap like so, and you use staple pin, okay, to pass it. Now I am saying you can pass it this way. Okay, you can pass it this way and connect it here and pass it through this side again, or you can just pass it and tack it here, pass it and tack it here. Okay, and let the edges of the rope, you will now pull the edges. As you are pulling it, you are pulling it, arranging it. Let the drapings be equal. Equal, that I mean is that let the draping not come and gather here and also come and gather here, you know, that kind of thing. So let it just be equal. You pull the strap, okay, and make the drapings to be equal. Now on this particular side, you can use bias to turn it, or you can use another fabric to turn it, or probably when you were cutting out this particular one, you cut it in a way that this particular part can cover this area, but that will be more confusing for beginners. So I will suggest you do it the way I did it now, then use bias to turn this area, and everything will be very beautiful. Okay guys, so that is basically it. Okay, so that is basically it for this gown. Don't bother about here. By the time you pull here up, okay, by the time you pull here up this way, this side will form as if it is a pencil. Okay, but if you are not comfortable with it, you can still curve it out. But I'm telling you that by the time you will pull this strap that you are going to fix here, pull the two and arrange it properly, this area will come together like this. Okay, so by the time you pull the strap, okay, this area will definitely come together like this. If you want to see the complete video, let me know in the comment section. If not, I want to assume that everybody is clear, guys. Okay, thank you for watching this channel. I'll see you in my next video.